Hello, patrons.
Good evening.
It's time for another episode. But this time, there's no Jamie. Because he's sick.
Oh.
And we're sad about that.
Yep.
So, a moment of silence for a sick Jamie.
Wellness sounds?
Okay. What?
Did you say wellness sounds for sick Jamie?
No, I said a moment of silence for sick Jamie. And then you spoke. Then you spoke right away.
Immediate sound. No. So I'm over here trying to figure out what the wellness sounds are.
Censor yourself, man. Come on. So welcome back, everyone. So we were just saying before I started the timer that
I'm crying.
Whenever we do Patreon, there has to be a weird energy. Like, it has to be uncomfortable and weird. Otherwise, it's not a Patreon episode. And this one, we're there. We have that already.
Boy. We've peaked.
That's it. Thanks for coming, guys. The rest of this episode is filler.
Yeah, you just gotta you gotta listen past the 30-minute mark, or we won't get rated up in the charts.
I don't think that happens on Patreon either. They already paid us. So it doesn't matter if they listen or not.
That's, I guess. Anyway,
no, but we will give you some content.
We should do a Patreon.
We're doing the Patreon right now. We are. Okay, so today's episode, we're going to do a little bit more exploration of the Giant's Foot because... why'd you say it? What was wrong? What'd I do wrong?
We're exploring the Giant's Foot. It's just something weird about that sentence.
Okay, thanks, Jake. What I was about to say was... I have so many questions I want to answer about some of the characters of this city, but I also understand we need to keep the actual main story plot moving, and I was like, boom. That's what Patreon episodes are for, so we can go on all our fun tangents without spending forever in one place. So that's what we're doing. And to get started, Jake, which group should we get started with first, Jake?
I think we should start with the Heelbillies.
The Heelbillies. And where are we going for the Heelbillies?
Probably the heel, right?
Okay, yes, but like more specifically, are we in the Callus? Are we somewhere new?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think we're starting at the Callus.
Okay, we're in the Callus. So we're in the Callus. Let's say we're on are we inside? Are we in the front porch? Are we in the
front porch?
Front porch. We're in the front porch. Two Heelbillies. I'm gonna say my Heelbilly. She is rocking back and forth on a rocking chair, just kind of enjoying the afternoon humidity. Mm-hmm.
Mine's just kind of hanging out on the porch, just staring out over the Callus, which does not sound nice. I assure you, it's beautiful. And he turns and says, "Well, you think we should do it, Amber? I mean, money's good, but I don't know. What do you think?"
Jimmy Jim Johns, I think it's not just all about the money. Money's good. We always need to have a little bit of money, Jimmy Johns. But for me, it's about the thrill. Otherwise, look at what I just sit on this rocking chair all day. You know what I'm saying? It just gets kind of dry. I mean, it's sticky and muggy out here, but just gets kind of dry. So, yeah, I'm down for it. Jimmy Johns?
All right. I had no idea. You never expressed anything so vehemently before. All right, well, I'll go tell the boys and we'll settle up. You know what the job is, right?
Triple J.
Just call me Triple J. Like a wrestler.
Yeah.
Razor Gator wrestler.
Triple J, you know my mind is like a fortress, like a vault. I ain't never let anything slip out of there, not a single one time. But, I might have just not been paying attention the first time.
Wait, yes, Nathan.
Now, what I do remember is this. I remember we was going to go in the dead of night. We was going to sneak up.
Was that, hold on, was that the dead of night or was that the day or night?
The dead of night.
All right.
You're gonna keep up here, Jimmy Johns.
I'm trying.
Gotta keep up with old Amber, okay? Anyway, we're gonna sneak in, we're gonna take everything. Now, what that thing was, I did forget that. I mean, no, I didn't forget it. I just never put it in there.
I love this character choice you've made.
Thank you.
Well, now I don't know much about no bro-dring affairs, but I did hear that, well, something mighty important to them bro-drings is they're tainin' supplies to get them monsters under their boats, and these ain't allowed on the island. Well, I heard through the grapevine that was housing some in a storehouse.
They just leaving them there?
Just wide open.
It's like they're asking for it.
It's like they don't want it.
It's like they giving it to us.
It's like they're giving it to us.
Well, this way, we ain't doing nothing wrong. We just walking in. Happy birthday to us.
Well, not the only thing we're doing wrong is sitting here still talking about it.
That's how disrespectful.
Well, all right. Let's go get the boys. You bring the peacemaker you got back there, and we'll meet up center town. Let's go.
I never leave this chair without my peacemaker. Triple J, you should know all these things.
I did say peacemaker and not pacemaker. I just want to be clear.
Well, yeah, hey. Don't be making fun of my dog's name like that, okay? That's my dog's name, Pacemaker, because it makes you walk a lot. Makes you make paces.
Forces you to walk.
Yeah. That's why I call him Pacemaker.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, yeah, let's go.
Anyway, let's go.
Meanwhile, in another part of the heel, in a more reputable establishment.
Slightly better looking establishment.
Are we inside the manor, or are we inside the gambling den?
Oh, gambling den for sure.
So in the gambling den, and we got two well-dressed gentlemen, two gray orcs, looking sharp. And Gianni, he's sitting at a table, not one of the playing tables though. It's just a table you can sit at to kind of cool off. Yeah, observing. He's got a little bit of a little beverage. He sees Fabrizio, his cousin. Fabrizio walks on in and he goes, "Hey, Fabrizio, it's about time you showed up.
Yeah,
I've been waiting all day for you."
Yeah. Sorry, I had a tip from one of my leads, and I hear they're moving a big shipment tonight.
Oh,
and I think this could be big for us if we can snag that.
Now, Fabrizio, you got all kinds of leads. You always got these leads. You're always taking us places. We're always doing things, and sometimes, gotta admit, comes off pretty good, looking pretty good. And Dito, your man, he always loves that. But sometimes, and I ain't gonna say how many times, but there's been some times your leads, they're about as good smelling as that old soul is, if you know what I'm saying. But a little bit of stank to it. Which one of these leads is it?
Listen, it's a solid lead. I know the guy. Went way back with him. He said nobody else knows about it. He said it's going to be a clean job. They're just depositing it in the storage unit, and then somebody else will come pick it up later. There's a whole big window of time we can do the job easy. It's solid, airtight. I promise, Johnny. promise.
Okay, that's a good promise. That's a good promise. You like making those promises. But what are we talking? What are the stats here? We got guards. We got security. What's the locale? We talking in the toes? We talking in the heel? Where we gotta go?
Oh, it's definitely in the toes. I got the location from the lead. So far as I know, there's going to be guards on the wagons, but they don't want to draw too much attention to it, so they're not going to post up guards outside the storehouse. So as long as we wait after the drop-off and before the pickup, we should be fine.
What if... I know you like to go in with a little bit of rustle and the tussle, but what if we was the pickup?
Go on.
Let's just say we figure out what these guys look like, what kind of vehicle they drive in. We pull up, they ain't none the wiser. Maybe just early. We early birds, you know what I'm saying? And then we pull out. They don't even know. They just give it to us.
They just give it to us.
I mean, at this point, it's disrespectful that we're keeping them waiting.
At this point, they're disrespecting us. Hold on. I know it. I just know they are.
I like this idea.
It's unrelated. I just think they're disrespecting us. But yeah, I think we should go. There's just something happened the other day. Don't worry about it. But no, I think this is good.
Okay. You know what? I like this one. Now, are we bringing any other boys, or is this a you and me family bonding time?
Well, I guess if you want to call it that. I think it'd make more sense for fewer of us on the truck. You know what I mean?
I agree. Zampa, he's
not a truck. It's a wagon. That's what we call wagons.
We call them the truck.
We call them the trucks.
Call them the trucks back here. For no reason.
As we all know.
We all know wagons, trucks, same thing. Just maybe a little more rugged.
That'll be fun to remember in the regular recordings.
Now, I was going to say we should probably leave Zampa out of this because he's not the best with discretion. You know, he's always going around with his goons.
He's always got his goons on him. It's too many goons.
It's too many goons. We don't need any goons for this. Who we busting up? Nobody. Yeah, that's right. We're not even committing the crime. Not even a crime.
Doing a job.
Just picking up the order. Or it's just maybe it goes to a different delivery point than intended.
Hey, you know anybody who's got uniforms? You know anybody who's got, I don't know, paint, decoration? What do we need to make it look like the right wagon?
That's a good question. This is where the boat hits the planks here. Well, I do got a guy. who knows things. He's my. You're not the only one with leads. You're not the only one with leads around here. So maybe we go pay him a visit and see if he's got any info on what the colors we looking for is. Unless you saw the wagon, unless you saw the truck.
I have not seen the truck.
We gotta go talk to my guy.
All right, let's go talk to your guy.
Do we follow this or do we jump back?
I think we should jump back.
Okay, we jump back. All right, so we got Amber. That's mine, right?
Yep. And Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John.
Jimmy John.
Jimmy John. And he's got the boys. They are bringing the boys.
Yes.
They're bringing the boys.
We discussed boys.
So maybe they're on their way up to the toes.
Yep.
So that means they have to go around the ankle with the castle on it and through the swampy bayou, the soul.
Right.
So maybe they're walking through the soul. It's buggy. It's humid, even more so than the heel, especially because it's not quite evening yet. So, Jimmy John, how'd you find out about this lead?
Well, he's a cousin of my cousin. Well, he kind of lives up in the toes. He's all fancy like, but he still sends information back to my cousin, and then he sends it to me. So, got ears everywhere, I guess.
Now, I feel like we should do some visual descriptions of Amber and Jimmy John. I'm picturing Amber. She's got, so they're both gray orcs. She's maybe got her hair in like a very messy bun in the back. but she's got a lot of hair, so it's kind of big.
Okay.
She's wearing some overalls.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. But they're a little big. They're a little big on her. So she's got a lot of room inside where she keeps all her things. She keeps all her things inside.
Oh, all of her things.
And so she's got some boots at the bottom so nothing falls out. So it's not even pockets, just reaches in the overalls and then pulls stuff out that she needs.
Awesome. Just has pants of holding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so she pulls out, I don't know, like a sandwich.
Of course.
Starts eating and she's like, "What's up?"
Yeah, and
does Jimmy John want a sandwich?
Jimmy John. Oh boy. I have a special sandwich. Jimmy John, I picture him being kind of like skinny and kind of tall with messy hair that kind of covers his face. And he's also wearing overalls, of course. Got like a flannel shirt kind of rolled up to his elbows, which is not comfortable in this heat. He says, "No, I don't want to eat. I don't like eating before a job."
"All right, more for me." She starts doing it. She's like, "Besides, it ain't even a job. What is the job? What are we doing? We just showing up.
We're just
grab and go.
Taking what they're given.
Taking what they're giving. It ain't even a job. It's an errand at most."
Yep, just stepping out to get the milk.
Stepping out. Shoot. Step out. Now, I will say, it's been some time since I've been to the toast. It's too much sun over there. Too much fresh water. I don't need that.
You got a problem with fresh water?
I mean, it is salt water, but it's like fresher water. You know what I'm saying? It ain't stagnant.
And that's a problem for you.
It's just how I ain't used to it. It's moving too much. All these waves. Ain't natural. Water's supposed to be calm, smooth. That's how I like it. You know, like in the swamps.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Let me just be silly.
I don't know, man. Oh, boy.
Oh, also the people there are pricks.
There it is. Yeah, well, this will really stick it to them.
Yeah, stick to. Now, who exactly are we taking this from? Like, which bro drink are we taking this from?
Some guy, what was his name? French? I think it was French.
Now, hold on a second. You talking about Trench?
That's the one. That makes more sense.
She like gives him like a light-handed like backhand to the chest, like Jimmy John.
What?
Are you crazy? I thought I was the one who was not paying attention to things. You know who Trench is?
Should I? I don't know.
But he's the freaking brodering captain of the whole Giant's Foot.
That's Trench?
That's Trench. That's the guy. Look, and he's been around for quite a couple of years now, and you still ain't got it through your head.
I guess I've been pursuing my career in razor gator wrestling and wrangling, and you know that. And I just sometimes I get kind of, I get tunnel vision on that, and I don't really pay attention to other stuff that's happening.
I think you've been in that pit too much because your head, it's got too many holes in it. All that info's falling out. It's leaking out like water, which is unnatural for water to be moving like that, by the way. So, yes, it's a big deal. He's like he's the biggest deal that there is, and we gonna go take it from him. She.
He's still giving it to us.
That's true. That's true. He's still giving it to us. And that's mighty kind of him.
It is indeed.
And, well, if we do this right, he ain't gonna know no way anyway.
That's right.
So, really, what's the harm to it?
French who?
French who?
French who?
I ain't heard no French. I ain't no French.
I've never heard no French.
Whatever needs that. Whatever needs a French.
Whatever needs a French.
I don't know what a French is. That's a Macedo. That's a made up word.
It's a what?
That's a made up word.
That's a Macedo.
French.
Was that French? But Macedo?
Why would it? No, French is a word. What do you mean? Is that
they
French?
Have this thrilling conversation. It pans away and across.
Yes, a different part of the soul, we see Gianni and Fabrizio, walking. And Johnny says, I'm sorry, my guy. He's not as good as your guy, all right? He's not as good as your guy.
You know, it wouldn't be such a problem if the other information was bad. You know, if we had showed up and there was no one there and, dang, there's also nothing to steal, that's fine. But to show up, which we now have to, there is something to steal. And also somebody else is going to be there trying to steal it. Not great. Not great.
I'm sorry, all right? I know you like good news, and I ain't got good news, all right? My guy gives us the bad news. But so we got to change the plan. We can't just show up and be the delivery guys, because then they're going to get their voiced.
Right, they're still going to think that they just rob us.
Yeah, then they're just going to rob from us, and then we got to show them the business. And my hand's still sore from yesterday's business. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not...
From beating up the other guys.
That, yes, absolutely.
What was you thinking I was thinking about?
I have no idea. I was kind of starting to get worried a little bit.
Sometimes maybe I use too many metaphors. I'm sorry, okay? It's too confusing.
You know what? I bet it's those dang Heelbillies.
You think so?
Yeah, and I'll bet if we can land this, if we can beat them out on this, that's going to be real good for us.
So you're saying, not only are we going to get a good shipment, good product, make some money, make Dito happy.
Make Dito happy.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal. But not only that, but we're going to take those Heelbillies and we're going to show them who's the real threat of this city.
Who's the real top dogs?
Who's the real top gator?
Who's the real top gator?
It ain't them.
Not them.
Not them. It can't be. It's us.
It's us.
Now, you did mention from your guy, where exactly in the toes are we going?
It's in the pinky toe.
The pinky toe?
It's the smallest one. It's going to draw the least attention.
That's fair. I ain't never go there anyway. There's nothing there.
Right, just a shipping yard.
Just a shipping yard.
I'm slowly transitioning to Boston. I have to try to stop doing that.
Gotta stop doing that, man. Okay. Now, but let me get my timeline straight. Have they dropped it off already? Or are we waiting for them to drop it off?
At the rate that we're going, we'll get there just after the drop.
Okay, the drop happens. We get the drop. Heelbillies, they show up. Sorry, nothing there. We out of here. Back at home in time for some late evening libations.
For some spriganoli.
How'd you know I love the spriganoli? The way my mother makes the spriganoli.
The way your mother makes the spriganoli.
I tell you. Ain't nothing like it. Anyway, I'm getting distracted by the spriganoli.
Yeah, you want to get some spriganoli after this? I'm hungry.
I mean, we got to now. It doesn't matter whether mama making it or your mama. Make sure rest in peace. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, mama.
Anyway. All right. So, since we ain't doing the wagon route, what's the plan?
Oh, I think we still do the wagon route, but I think maybe this time we get a covered wagon and fill it with the boys.
I thought we weren't doing the boys.
Yeah, but I think this has become a Du Bois situation now.
You might be right, because now there might need to be a little rough and tumble if we're going to have some company.
Yep, that thing you said.
I think I've learned I love both the Heelbillies and the DePiedes because both of them use obscene
metaphors,
talk and metaphors, but in different ways.
It's just interesting.
And I love that.
Speakers.
Yes. Speakeasies. Yes.
I never knew I could talk like this.
Neither could I. Neither did I? I don't know.
Oh boy.
All right, let's get the boys.
The boys. Load them up.
You get the boys, I'll get the truck.
All right. Was that Italian? It sounds
All right. Well, it's not French, so.
Today's Italian will be played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So, it is now evening. Darkness has fallen over the entirety of the giant's foot, save for the hanging lights that dangle between the mountains over this valley. But the city goes quiet, especially the toes. You got the lapping of the waves up against the piers, but the pinky toe itself, pretty quiet. There's not really any reason to go there when it's not daytime, because it's just shipping, just containers. So there's no bars, there's no homes, there's no businesses there. They all close up shop once it gets dark, and one final wagon is pulling away that chose intentionally to make its drop near the end of the day. Now here's the question. Who does get there first? Do we need to roll for this?
I think we should. I don't want to be the one to choose. Also, two things. First of all, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
And second of all, every time we say containers, I'm imagining modern day steel shipping containers.
Yes. Probably shouldn't be that. Probably shouldn't be those.
No, probably not.
Let's say they're probably wooden crates.
Yeah.
But this one, maybe this one, it is made of a different material. And so they cover it with a sheet so it doesn't stand out.
Yeah, maybe it's like made of stone or something.
Yeah, or like, what if it's made out of like dragon scales?
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do we have dragons?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. You play a dragon man. You play a draconi.
Okay, well, it's one thing to... Okay. Is that offensive?
I see your point.
Is it offensive to draconi to call them dragons, or is it...
Okay, no, there are dragons which are separate from the draconi.
Okay. I didn't know that.
It doesn't need to be dragon scales. I was just trying to think of something that would be cool.
Yeah, I do think it probably has to be something from a living creature, because it has to be used for the tannin.
Yes. At least the shipping container is.
Right.
Let's just go with, just so we don't have to get lost in the weeds here. Mm-hmm. It is made out of a dark, hard material that is rough, like it was made out of scales. But let's say it's not scales, but it could be maybe, you know what it is?
What?
It is made out of a bunch of, like, large clamshells.
Ooh, okay. I like it.
That they kind of grow together and overlap, and so it makes great container walls.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's figure out who shows up first. I pulled out a D20. Do you have a one with you?
A D20?
Yep. Let's just roll. I'll roll for the DePiedes. You roll for the Heelbillies. Whoever gets the higher number shows up first. And the difference is how much the time difference is, too. So if it's like, 13, 14, it's not much, but it's like, 20 and 1, then they have some time on their hands. All right, here we go. To 20. Ooh. I got an 18.
Oh, I got a 14.
Okay.
That was closer than I thought it would be.
That's closer than I thought. So the DePiedes will get there first. They don't know it, but they don't have a lot of time. So they roll up in a wagon. How did they dress up the wagon? The truck.
I'm imagining kind of like is it Canistoga? The wagons that had like the covers on top, like Oregon Trail.
Uh-huh.
I'm imagining something like that. Maybe they like painted the canvas black or something. I don't know.
Are they pulling the wagon, or is there a creature pulling it?
Ooh, I imagine something pulling it.
I don't know if they have horses here. They would have no reason to.
Maybe it's a razor gator?
I don't know if the razor gators would be chill enough to pull
Probably
a
not.
wagon. We could make up a new creature, some kind of... I'm thinking like some kind of a swamp ox.
Okay.
So it's like big and bulking, but it's probably slow. But not like too slow that it's impractical.
Yeah, I dig that. Something kind of mossy.
Yeah. Oh, so maybe it's got like its hair grows really long and kind of like a sloth, like moss grows on it.
Yes, that's what I was imagining.
So it looks like it's covered, like its hair is moss, but it's just got long fur that's been turned green.
I really like that.
And it's probably the prey of razor gators.
Yeah, got a huge problem raising swamp oxen because the razor gators keep getting them.
Yeah. So the Swamp Ox, they probably do have horns to fight back the Razor Gators.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it's a Triceratops deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've got 2 horns on their forehead and then one on their nose.
That's sick. I love that. And maybe they got like the water buffalo hump too, like on their back.
Okay.
Just like the bulky shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think just for fun of it, I think they probably have most of their mass towards the front, and then their back is
kind of like a bulldog situation.
Yeah. But all fuzzy green, long, droopy. All right, Swamp Ox.
Cool.
Add that to the compendiary of
Add that to the list
Knight's Quest animals.
Star Wars monsters that didn't make the cut.
Exactly. Okay, so the black covered wagon is pulled up by the Swamp Ox. Very chill.
Is it one or is it multiple?
I think probably I'm thinking just one.
Okay.
One Swamp Ox. So they pull up, and how many boys did they bring?
They brought 4 more boys, so it's 6 in total.
More boys. 6 in total. I'm going to say one of them, because I've established this is one of your goons, is Ronaldo. He's one of the goons we mentioned that Fabrizio has.
Okay.
So they pull up. Okay, now I'll do some describing stuff since I was asking you all the questions. It's near the back of the pinky toe. Not the farthest back, because again, that's too obvious. But it's near the back, kind of tucked away behind some other crates and barrels. But once you know what to look for, you can see it because it's like the only one that's been covered by a tarp.
Sure.
And so by trying to conceal it, they've made it more obvious.
Right.
Because maybe they only cover it when it's supposed to rain or something. I don't know. So they got it covered. And so they arrive there first. They have no trouble getting up to it because, again, we said there's no guards.
And nobody on the countryside or whatever is alerted because there was already supposed to be carts going around.
Exactly right. So this is nothing out of the ordinary. It's a truck going to pick up some cargo late at night. That's weird. So they're definitely the only ones out here.
Right.
Or so they think. But there's no one there to check on them. Everyone else is either at home or somewhere else having more fun. So they pull up. Gianni's like, all right, let's make this quick.
Yep. Easy in, easy out. We just kind of walk in.
Can I just walk in? And I'll have the boys stay back just in case. Just in case.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to need the boys, but yeah, just in case.
Just in case. So they both hop off the truck. They kind of saunter over. I know Johnny does just a little bit of a look to the left and the right, but yeah, that's just habit at this point,
Right. Fabrizio just keeps his eyes just like locked forward at their destination. I think they pair really well together on jobs like this.
Got it all covered. Got all the angles covered. I do think we should have one roll just to see if there are actually any complications.
Yes.
That pop up before the Heelbillies show up. Or maybe this roll does determine it. So I'm going to have you... Do you want to roll or should I roll?
I'd love to roll.
Okay. Roll however good you think they are at observing stuff. Okay. And let's go difficulty 3 on this one.
Okay.
But I'll give you a boost because they're paired together,
Right. Oh, it's looking good. Oh, maybe not. Oh, dang it. Okay, so it's a failure with 3 advantages. Yeah.
Okay, so they don't observe it.
Maybe something that they didn't see helped them. Like maybe they didn't see like the cart that the DePiede pulled up in, and so they just kind of walked right in instead of making a scene trying to like sneak in.
The Heelbillies, you mean?
Yeah, like if they knew that the DePiede were there already, they would have done something different. I don't know. Okay.
I'm tracking. So they don't see the Heelbillies show up, but the advantages you're saying are the Heelbillies don't see the DePiede. They came in from a different angle, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they came at it a little from the other side, maybe.
Okay, I like that. We'll go with one more advantage because I don't know if that's quite 3. Advantage number 2 is, I know it's kind of boring to say, but maybe, there wasn't any other like booby trap or anything set up for them to observe. And advantage 3 is, maybe they do see, oh no, it's all about them not seeing stuff. Maybe the boys, the DePiede boys, led by Ronaldo, maybe they are a little more observant than Fabrizio and Gianni. Not that they see the Heelbillies showing up, but they are watching them. So if anything does go down, they'll be on top of it.
And how is that an advantage for the Heelbillies?
We were rolling for the DePiedes.
But we were saying that while that was them looking around. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about the Heelbillies looking around. But we're still talking about Fabrizio.
Yes, we are. So they walk up. They've got a little bit of time still. And it's covered. It's like, all right, so will we just take off the fabric, or should we put something else in its place? Do a good old swippy swap.
Nobody else should notice us here. We should be able to just take what we need. Take what we want.
Take the whole thing.
Take the whole thing. The only people that'll know the wiser, nobody's going to know, so...
All right, so Johnny, he pulls off the tarp and reveals a crate that's, I would say, it's a little bit larger than the rest of the crates are, and it is durable. I would say if you were to knock on it, it would feel like you're knocking on stone.
Oh, dang.
With this hard shell, like, multiple shells layered on top of each other, almost like some kind of an armor, but it's more fused, like naturally grown, not, like an armor would be placed over each other.
Like a mother of pearl.
Except not the shiny stuff.
Okay, the outside.
Yeah, the outside, like the hard clamshell part. Like a bunch of that. And it is clearly, like the part where it does get weird is at the edges, like it has clearly been formed into a crate. So like each individual wall is very naturally formed, but then you can see the hard lines.
Sure.
Whatever this was, someone was able to cut it and make it into a box, and there's hinges, like you could open it. But it is closed and presumably like, not like, oh, I'm just going to open it. Like there's something holding it together.
Right.
All right. So this is the box then. This is the tannin, whatever.
Yeah. The supplies for the tannin.
What is even in there?
I don't really know that. I just know the vague kind of, that's what it's for. But, my guy said, we'll know when we see it. It'll be like really surprised. Like, oh, really? That's what they need?
Okay. I mean, I don't know what I don't know. So, but this is clearly a weird looking box. The box itself is probably at least something of value. The box alone.
Yeah, even just the box. All right, let's open it.
I think they try to open it, and like you would need some kind of like, more than a crowbar to prop it open.
Okay.
Even a regular shipping crate, you can't just, I'm just going to open it,
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's take it back. We can look at the goods when we get back.
Yeah. We'll load the thing.
Okay, so here's the question. We had a 4-time lead. Is that enough for them to get it on the wagon before the Heelbillies show up?
I think it's enough time for them to get it onto whatever it is that they're going to move it to the wagon on.
Yeah, because it's too heavy just to carry.
Yeah, if they bring over like a little cart or something to put it onto, and then the Heelbillies show up.
Okay, so there's probably some kind of like trolley.
Yeah, like a dolly or something.
Yeah, a little dolly that's just on the docks. And so they don't need the boys for this. They're able to get it on the dolly. They start carrying it back. And I think Johnny says, easy stuff. It's like taking from a baby. Come on now.
I think Fabrizio, when he says that, I think he says, yeah, it's kind of what I'm worried about. Even easy jobs ain't go this easy.
Nah, I think you're just getting too in your head, man. You're too stressed. I think this is going to be the easiest one that's ever happened, ever, period. End of discussion. Nothing's ever going to go wrong. And who the hell are those? And the Heelbillies show up, coming from the other half of, maybe there was 2 entrances into the shipping yard and they chose the other one.
Conveniently for plot.
Yeah. And what did they bring to carry the box? Were they just going to just carry the whole thing?
They brought like a little, like a wooden sled that they could just kind of drag along the docks.
So they got the sled dragging behind them, and I think right before, let's go back a little bit in time, as they're approaching, I think it's only fair if we let the Heelbillies get a roll as well.
Yes, I agree. D20?
No, probably just another skill roll.
Okay. Would they be? But no, I did say Jimmy John had shaggy hair, so I don't think he'd be really good at observing, but maybe Amber would. Amber
might. So I feel like she's, being the older of the crew.
We'll do that. What, same difficulty, 3?
I think so.
With advantage?
No boost. No boost for them. I don't think they're as good at infiltration missions. Now, we did establish, if they fail, that lines up with what we've already said, because they didn't see the DePiedes. So.
Right. Yeah, that's a failure with a disadvantage. Both of these groups of people just don't know what's going on.
They don't know what's going on. So, yeah, they didn't see them, as we already established. But I think maybe the disadvantage, is that the DePiedes will see the Heelbillies first.
Oh, yep.
Like the Heelbillies, they're probably just not focused on stealthing. Like, they truly think no one's there, so why would I be quiet? Why would I be stealthing? Like, no one's here. Like, what is the purpose of that?
The Heelbillies are going to know the DePiedes are there before the other.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's go back to that then. We got Johnny and Fabrizio. They've got their dolly. They got the crate. They see the gang of Heelbillies. How many are there? How many did they bring?
They brought 6 extra, so there's 8 of them.
So they're outnumbered. Okay. So there's a few more. Oh, hey, Fabrizio, who are they? It's the Heelbillies.
I didn't know there wasn't supposed to be anybody else here. We gotta...
we knew they was coming, but...
We gotta get the boys.
Boys, come here. And I think Johnny, he waves them down. I don't think they hear that, but he definitely, he starts waving his hand, flailing it. And as we observed, he said the boys were paying attention.
Yes.
And so Ronaldo's like, hey, boy, come on. And they all kind of scurry down and, go to Johnny, like, hey.
Ronaldo is Elvis.
Ronaldo is Elvis.
Hey, come on.
Hey, come on. You know what? That's not the voice he had previously, but he will now have the voice of Elvis.
Good.
Moving forward. Come on.
Hey, come on.
Hey, come on. Hey, where's Johnny? The Heelbillies. We told you they was coming. Well, they came. They're here. Take care of them. Yo.
What was that?
That was me being Ronaldo saying, yo. Look, I don't have an...
No, what's that word that you're saying?
I'm saying yaha.
Oh, yaha. Okay.
Yaha. I don't have an Elvis impression. This is not a thing I'd practiced before.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't let him deceive you. This is years of work in the making.
My most iconic.
This is the culmination of all of Nathan's hard work.
I really have been honing this craft. I listen to so much Elvis all the time. Watch all the movies about Elvis. Lilo and Stitch, you got it.
Lilo and Stitch. It's a documentary.
Elvis was an alien, so you heard it here first, folks.
Actually, you probably heard it on Lilo and Stitch first, or maybe Men in Black.
Yeah, actually, that's probably a conspiracy that's already been done. That doesn't sound too outlandish. Anyway, all right, the boys, they see the Heelbillies. What do?
They are gonna, Fabrizio and Gianni, I assume they're on cart duty.
Yep, they're on dolly duty.
Okay, Fabrizio's gonna yell out to the boys, and he's gonna say, hey, that's not all he's gonna say, I'll tell you that much.
Just as, hey, they know, they're in tune.
No, he said, hey, slow him down. If you can't stop him, slow him down. Come on, let's get this thing moving. And he kind of picks up the pace a little bit. So
now we're in a little bit of a contest here. So we're going to need to do some dice rolling only.
Yes.
So let's do a roll for the boys.
Okay.
As a collective. We're painting in broad strokes today. Broad strokes. What do the boys do to try to slow down the Heelbillies? Do they start fighting them? Do they try to do an intimidation? Do they lay some kind of Scooby-Doo trap?
Some silly-esque contraption. I think they probably fight them at this point.
Okay. So they're outnumbered 4-8 at this one. So they're going in with a disadvantage. So that will come at the cost of it being a high difficulty.
Okay.
So I'm going to say this is a difficulty. Shoosh. It's going to be
Shoosh.
2 purples and a red.
Oh,
I
two
think.
reds.
No. 2 purples and a red.
Okay. So what are the good dice then?
I don't know. How good do you think they are at fighting?
I think they're pretty good at fighting. We'll just even it out. 2 greens and a yellow. 2 purples and a red. It's a success with 2 disadvantages.
Okay. I like that. So that means they are able to slow down the Heelbillies, but I think the disadvantages, it's got to be that at least one of them gets clonked out in this ensuing fight.
Oh, they lose one.
They lose a man, for sure. Like, out. The boys approach the Heelbillies, and I think there's no need for words. They just start...
They just know.
They start swinging. And how do the Heelbillies respond?
In kind. I mean, that's why they brought the boys with them.
That's true. They both brought boys.
Yeah.
They both brought boys.
We got the boys and we got boys.
That's right.
That's right.
I think Amber's like, what? Jimmy John, what? This is not no people. This is people. You said there was going to be no people here.
Well, sometimes things about facts are that they're not. And this is just one of those times, all right? I don't know what to tell you.
I was telling you, you got too many holes in your brain from them gator bites, and you're letting all the facts fall right out.
How many more things are going to fall out of my head, Amber? How many things?
Well, if you get a good clobbering from those fellers over there, it's going to be a lot.
What? Oh, no.
So how about you show me all those skills you learned in your new career of yours?
Which is what?
Razor gator wrangling.
Oh, okay. That's the one.
So I think Jimmy John, he's the one who takes somebody out.
Oh, heck yeah.
How does he do it? How does he take them out?
The AWMLG moves. I don't know. He, maybe he's got like a rope or something with him.
Does he do a tombstone where you grab someone and like slam their head into the ground?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay, he does that. He does a tombstone. I remember more wrestling than I thought I did.
We were all WWF boys at heart.
I'm a WWE. Came in a little later.
I was there for the transition. It was awkward and clunky, but in the long run, good for the franchise.
Yeah, so not the Wildlife Federation.
Exactly.
Anyway, so that's how one of the boys gets taken out. Now, do any of the Heelbillies get taken out? Because they did succeed in the fight that the DePiede did.
Right.
Or the seeding was the stalling, so maybe not necessarily they lost anyone.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's not that they lose any people, but that they're successfully able to keep them there, and then the 2 others could get away with the prize.
Okay. So Fabrizio and Johnny, they're able to load the cargo, but I think Amber, she sees this. She's smart. She's
smart.
Jimmy John, stop that wrestling. They're getting away with the treasure. They're getting away with our prize.
But Amber, it's what I'm good at, Amber.
Well, geez, all right, I'll go get them then. And so she like hikes up her overalls so that they're like more tight, and she starts running. And so I'm going to have her make a roll to try to catch up with them. She starts running. What's the difficulty? I'll ask you, what's the difficulty she has to catch up?
How old is Amber?
Well, that's not the question. The oldness is the skill. I'm more asking, how fast do you think an ox swamp cart is?
Sure, I guess. I mean, if we're just like driving it slow, trying to appear inconspicuous, you could probably run faster than that.
So what's the difficulty? 1, 2, 3.
Well, again, how old is this woman? Is she?
No, that's not how this game works.
Okay.
That's not how the game works.
Difficulty 2.
Okay. The difficulty is the same for anyone trying to catch it. And then her age will impact the dice that I roll, the good guy dice. And so I'm giving her 1 green, 1 yellow.
Okay.
Wheel.
Wheelie.
It just perfect cancels out everything. Total wash, which means she fails. So she's trying to catch up. And she's like, oh, you dang stinky DePiede. I knew I should have known you was going to be behind this. I should have warned my folk about you. And now she's just like rambling as she's trying to catch up. You know, while an ox swamp isn't the fastest thing in the world. Like
a swamp ox?
What did I say?
Ox swamp.
Yeah, a swamp ox. A swamp ox isn't the fastest thing in the world, but you know.
Probably an ox swamp either, but...
Yeah, both of them aren't the fastest thing. But they're fast enough. Like they're used for transportation, and if you really do try to get them going. And she's not a sprinter. But I say her failure isn't she doesn't catch up to him, but she is able to. I'm gonna say she keeps pace with him. So she's tracking.
Because it wasn't a disadvantage.
No, she didn't lose him, but she's not caught up yet. Yeah. So she's chasing after you, which does I think make the DePiedes lose a little bit of their inconspicuousness. So let's flip it over. What do they do?
I think Fabrizio keeps looking back and goes, Johnny, did you notice Dame? What's going on?
He's like, nah, I ain't never. Well, hold on. I'm going to roll to see if he knows this Dame.
Roll for Dame.
Roll for Dame? Nah, I ain't never seen this one before.
What's she yelling about? What is this?
Sounds like she's mad. She don't like our folk. She don't like our kin. She don't like our ilk.
What, she's a racist or something?
No, because we the same race, so I think that'd
be concerning.
That'd be a problem. She's gotta get that checked out. We don't like racism here. Ain't nobody like that.
Hey guys, we like to have fun here, but on Next Quest,
ain't no racism.
No racism, guys.
If people don't like each other, it's just because they don't like each other. Okay.
I hate this message.
But she don't like us. And you know what? I don't like what she's saying. I don't like how she's treating us. I don't like how she's shouting through the streets as we're trying to be sneaky here.
Yeah, that's the one that's getting me. That one at the end there.
I'm driving this truck here, so you want to take care of her.
Yeah, I suppose. Does hitting this thing make it go faster? How does these oxes work?
You gotta control the reins. You gotta give it a little bit of a smooch.
I was not expecting
with the reins.
All of this.
You don't actually kiss it. That's not sanitary.
Okay, well, you do that, and I'm gonna go see what we got in the back to maybe make some tripping hazards.
Yeah, where do they got packed?
They brought a bunch of lead pipes, or would that be a thing that they had? They brought a bunch of bludgeons, like clubs or whatever. Mm-hmm. So maybe he starts kind of dumping those out of the back,
which the boys forgot to grab.
Yeah, they didn't need them.
They didn't need them. That's true. Because they're not trying to make a mess here, right? They're just trying to slow them down.
Right.
All right, so he starts throwing the bludgeoning items at Amber to try to slow her down.
Off the back of the cart as they clattered towards her.
Okay, so here's the question now.
I'm imagining them going much faster in my head than they could possibly go.
So I'm gonna let you choose this. Do you want to roll?
Drops an object and it stops, and they just keep going.
Yeah, so you were assuming that they're going so fast that they're rolling on the ground behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Like caltrops.
So I was going to ask if you needed to roll or I should roll, but I think I need to roll because you're not doing anything difficult. You're just dropping them over the edge. And so I'm going to roll, and I need to beat a difficulty 1, I think. I think I'm going to use her same stat from earlier.
Okay.
Well, you're not going to believe it. So I rolled 1 purple dice. It has a failure on it. And both of my dice were blank.
The disrespect.
So I think she's trying to catch up. Maybe when she was in her prime, she was able to be a bit more on top of these things. But today, she packed too many sandwiches, slowing her down. And so she does trip over the bludgeons, and she's not able to catch up.
Oh, no.
Amber, no. And so I think that makes it pretty... Is there any other way they could catch up at this point?
Not unless they maybe had some help from some gators.
Nah, you don't think they brought no gators, did they?
I'm saying there probably ain't much a hillbilly won't do.
And so I'm going to say Amber's out of the fight. Jimmy John, he sees this while he's still doing some wrangling of the other boys. What does he do?
He puts his fingers in his mouth and he does one of those really cool whistles that I wish I could do. And, yeah, well, almost. And, a couple of boys break off from the fighting because they brought more boys.
Because there's a long travel route back to the heel.
Right.
So they have some space in the swamp to get them.
And he says, "Hey, you remember that box I told you to bring, but I told you not to tell anybody we brought?"
Yeah.
Well, it's got a razor gator inside it, and I'm gonna need you. Hey, I'm gonna need you to take that box and cut him off at the ox bend.
Oh yeah.
And just let her loose.
You got it, Jimmy John.
And I'll follow afterwards. So hopefully by the time I get there, we'll have the cargo.
Okay. So the couple of the boys, the Heelbillies, they take that box, which just had a razor gator in it the whole time, and so it's just like buzzing. It's just like.
Oh my God, that'd be terrifying.
Angry gator. They didn't tell the wiser. They didn't know.
Angry chainsaw gator.
Yeah. They bring it to the ox bend, so they're able to get, which I'm assuming is the name for when it turns around the heel.
Oh, that's very good.
I like that. That's the name. And so they cut him off there, so it's right at the edge of the sole and the ankle. And I think Gianni, he's up front. He's like, whew. Like I said. Nope, wrong voice. Like I said. Easy job. Ain't nothing to worry about, Fabrizio. We had a little bit of a hiccup, sure, but we're basically home free.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say there might be plenty of things to worry about. If I was being frank with you, I think that there's plenty of things to worry about.
Well, you're not Frank. Okay? Frank's a warrior. And you're not him, okay? That's why we didn't bring Frank. He always worries. He's always complaining. He's like, hey, it's always too hard to do. Yeah. Don't need that. Don't be Frank.
Frank is Jewish. Hey, it's too hard.
No, we don't do that. Hey, here at Knight's Quest.
I wasn't being racist.
Anyway.
At
the ox bend, where the swamp ox is about to approach. Does Johnny catch up in time? Or sorry, Jimmy John.
Well, no, because he was going to show up after the razor gator was let loose.
Okay, so they let the razor gator loose.
So do we have to roll to see if they catch it in time? If they have any sort of a...
Let's give them this one, and let's have the DePiede's roll to escape. So the razor gator sees its favorite prey right in front of it.
Rich people.
No, it's swamp ox.
Oh.
You actually think
I did. I did think that.
Gosh dang it.
I thought we were on the same wavelength.
Not even close.
I'm so sorry.
Not even close. No, razor gators eat swamp ox. We said this.
Razor gators eat rich people. I'm so tired.
Okay, we need to wrap this up. So soon.
Oh my God.
Okay, please, just make a roll.
It's gonna be so much fun to listen to. I don't even care. I don't care if it's good for anybody else. Oh man, I do though. Okay. What am I rolling?
Roll. I guess you're kind of rolling for Johnny's ability to control the razor gator, or control the swamp ox. Keep
the swamp ox.
Yeah. So
he seemed like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So he's using his skill for steering. Would be the skill. Whatever you think Johnny's steering skill is.
I think Gianni's probably the wheel man. He's probably the driver.
Yeah, he's probably the driver. Yeah, getaway guy. I will say difficulty is going to be two purple and a red because it's a razor gator that could eat your swamp ox.
That's very true. It's a success with a disadvantage.
Okay.
We keep going back and forth.
So that means they're able to escape. And I do think they keep the swamp ox alive because otherwise they wouldn't be able to escape, right?
Right.
But maybe
so they have to do something to deter the razor gator.
So what did they have to sacrifice? That's the disadvantage. What did they have to sacrifice to escape?
Maybe they sacrifice the box. Like they take what's inside and just carry it loose. And they sacrifice this super, like, ridiculous, potentially expensive container as well.
Okay, so maybe while Johnny, he sees the gator and he's like, hey, I need something to throw at this gator. And Fabrizio's looking around. He's thrown everything already. There's nothing but the box.
There's no more bludgeoning items.
But maybe they do still have one, crowbar in there. And so he's trying to pry this thing open, and it is well locked in. And so that's the tension. They're getting closer. The razor gator's coming towards him, and he's prying. He pops it open, and inside there's a sack. Some kind of I'm going to say burlap sack. And he pulls it out of there.
How many apples could fit in it?
I'm going to say at least 49.
Oh my God.
It's a big sack. And he hefts it out of there, sets it down, doesn't have time to look inside it, and he just grabs this box and just chucks it at the razor gator, who, sees this box and he tries to grind it, right? He starts whizzing his teeth, but he can't. It's too tough. And so he scratches it up a little bit, but the gator definitely, meets its match at this.
Maybe becomes more angered at the box than it did with the rich people that were supposed to be its food.
Yeah, so now it's just trying to shred up this box because the razor gator, I think it knows it can't cut up like stone and stuff.
Yeah.
As a creature, but it sees this thing that flew at it, and rocks don't fly, don't get thrown.
Right.
So it's like, the hell is this? So it's distracted. They get away. So the DePiedes successfully steal it. So let's wrap up our time with, I think, Jimmy John arrives back to the other guys, and I think eventually Amber does too. How do we wrap up their time?
I think he says, Amber, how far did you run after them? I was wild just watching you get up and do that. How far did you get?
Well, let's just say I got farther than I thought I would, but not farther than I should have done.
Oh, they must have had some bludgeoning items.
They did. Is a classic throw bludgeoning items on the ground and then you trip over it. I haven't seen that move done in quite a while, but it is effective.
Quite a while.
Now, Jimmy John. Now, don't be saying his name like that, okay? All right.
Can't blow his cover.
Can't blow his cover. You know I love that man. And it pains me not to be able to go and see him these days.
Oh, my. I love this development.
But he's got to do what he's got to do.
Got to do what he's got to do.
He's got to do what he's got to do.
He's got to do what he's got to do.
You know what I just say? About you saying his name.
It's too good.
About you saying your father's name like that. And then we cut to the DePiedes.
Perfect. Look, keep coming back for more.
Ooh, I didn't think we were going to establish anything like that today, but we did. Here we are.
Oh boy. Here we are, as usual.
The DePiedes, they pull up back home.
They make it back to the mansion.
The DePiede Manor. And they bring the burlap sack inside, maybe to...
So the burlap sack could hold all of the stuff that was in the box.
The burlap sack was inside the box.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
I thought it was loose items for some reason.
Nope. It was a burlap sack inside the box. And they bring it inside, and Johnny's like, okay, gotta give it to you. Sometimes your leads, they're no good. But today, I think today you reminded me why you're the son of Dito DePiede, all right?
No, I appreciate you saying that. Someday I hope all of this is gonna be mine. I hope I do enough to earn that. And I appreciate you being a part of this step in that direction. There's a lot in a good friend.
Hey, we ain't just friends, we family. We blood.
Family.
We family. I always gonna have your back, even when your back is facing the wrong way, or stinky, or I was gonna think of something else insulting, but I love you. I love you. You're my cousin. I love you.
I'm gonna take all of that as good and as a compliment. And
as you should. As you
should.
should.
We're both gonna walk away happy from that.
Now let's take a look inside and see what kind of treasure we got today. So they bring it inside, and Johnny unties
This is
the...
a real Pulp Fiction situation.
He unties the string, and he pulls it open, and he's got a big smile on his face, and he looks inside, and he's like, now Fabrizio, I don't know nothing about tanning supplies. Alright? I'll be the first to admit that's a weakness of me. I don't know nothing about it. But, I was thinking it might be something different than... And he reaches in the bag and he pulls out, like, a doll. Like a stuffed doll. And he pulls out another one. He pulls out another one. He's like, I was thinking this ain't it.
Huh.
And then he pulls out a red flower. And he sighs. And he goes, I think maybe we got beat to the punch, Fabrizio. Looks like, what was her name again?
The Scarlet Cutlass.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Was that not it?
That's the red cutlass.
Oh, Scarlet's red. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought you were doing. I thought you were making a joke.
No, I wasn't, but we should definitely play it like that.
Yeah, the Scarlet Cutlass. She strikes again. Well, he grabs one of the dolls. Maybe Mother will like one of these for some of her sprigatoni.
We do still need that sprigatoni.
Alright. Well, we're lucky for you. You've still got plenty of years before you become in charge of the DePiede family. Because your leads, they stink.
This is a complete 180 from the start of the conversation.
And I think that's where we wrap it up there.
I love it.
I love it.
That was fantastic.
What a great exploration of the DePiedes and the Heelbillies. I learned a lot.
It was. It doesn't matter what you guys say about it, it was. It's just a fact.
I've learned that the Patreons where I feel like I am making no sense and that I'm like going crazy tend to be everyone's favorites. So
yeah, I'm really curious to listen to this all strung together and not having the thoughts as they're like coming to me in the moment.
Yeah. Patreon is the most improv we ever do every time.
Yes, it's the most we do every time, all the time.
Yes, every time, all the time. And I learned that the Heelbillies and the DePiedes, while they're different, they got a lot in common.
I need to say this before the episode ends. When you threw in that like beautiful spy versus spy fourth party, that was fantastic.
Thank you. Oh, of the red cutlass.
Yeah, the reveal that somebody else had already gotten to it before the two people had, is very good.
I want you to know, I had that in mind from the second you said it was going to be Tiny and Supplies.
Shut up.
Because I was like, there's no way we can reveal that now, like what those are in this episode. And I was like, well, who's supposed to have them? The red cutlass is supposed to have them. This is how she got them, right here.
You evil genius.
So it didn't matter. Didn't matter who won. I had the reveal ready all along.
It's the mark of a true DM.
Thank you. And who got conned today? Not me.
Not me.
And not me. All right. Thank you, patrons, for your support. Jamie, I hope you're feeling better, especially by the time this comes out, because it's going to be weeks from when we record it. So if you're not feeling better by now... Yeah, if you're
still sick by then, yeah.
That's very troubling, actually.
But I do hope that this does make you feel better if you're still sick.
Yeah. Or if you're just not feeling good in general, Jamie. Just feeling sad. And so, because we screwed it up earlier, a moment of silence for Jamie and his being sick. Okay, that's long enough moment. Okay.
Oh, man.
What was that face, Jake? What were you holding back?
It was hard not to talk immediately.
The disrespect. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up before I say something stupid. Like I haven't been saying stupid things for the past hour and a half.
Beautiful.
All right.
Bye, everyone. We love you.
Bye.